Hello. So I went to CVS recently and I bought this Blippi drink. So I thought we could taste it together on camera. So if you don't know, Blippi is a kids YouTuber. I believe he has over 12 million subscribers, so he's quite famous. And I think we just screw this off to give it a taste test. I think the juice is coming out of the top of his head, so there might be some brain matter or some like maybe cerebral fluid that's coming out. So let's taste it. So I know if I screw this off, uh-oh. His head is like twisting. That's more than my head can twist. My head can only go like 90 degrees in either direction. It's covered in plastic. So I don't know. I think it's apple. So that means he has a very apellic brain. But I was wondering, do you guys think that there is an overlap between the OSC and the BFC? And if you don't know what the BFC is, it stands for Blippi Fandom Community. Because I know that there's a big overlap between the OSC and the number blocks community, or the OSC and the brony community. Like, there's just, like, because they're interested in similar things like ensemble casts, or like bright colors, or maybe like, numbers, like with 4 and X and all that. Like, there's, it makes sense that number blocks or alphabet lore have overlap with BFDI. But is that true with Blippi? Because even though I've seen many comments on my BFDI videos, and I've seen a lot of people talk about like alphabet lore or like Pibby or whatever, I've never seen a single Blippi comment. And he's like 12 million subscribers. So if I drink this juice, maybe I'll understand. Like, I don't know much about the Blippi fans, but maybe this drink will teach me some. So let's give it, no, I need to bring it down. Let's give it a whirl. I'm not getting anything out. I'm only getting air. I gasped because the apple juice finally reached my mouth. I was getting so much air for like 10 seconds. It was just air because you have to use gravity. So if you want to be like a Blippi expert, you have to use gravity to let the juice come out, because it's not like a straw where you can think about it. So I don't know if this is a science lesson or whatever, but when you drink out of a straw, when you drink out of a straw, you're not actually like physically sucking the juice up the straw. What's happening is you're creating lower air pressure in your lungs, which means there's lower air pressure in the straw as well. But the air pressure outside the room pressing down on the juice is still at normal 1 ATM or 1 ATP atmospheric pressure. So because now there's like 0.9 ATP in your like mouth and in the straw, like the 1 ATP pushes the juice up the straw. So if you were to like exist in a vacuum, and I know that water would boil in a vacuum, of course, like if you drank something that didn't boil in a vacuum, like liquid mercury, you wouldn't be able to suck up mercury through a straw in space because there's no air pressure to push it up. But in this Blippi drink, it's a closed container. So if you try to like suck through here, like there's nowhere for the air from the general world to push down and push it up. Like the only juice exists in here in this compartment where all of the air pressure will be lowered. So when I do this, it's lowering the air pressure inside to 0.9 ATP or something. And that just does nothing to the water. Like it might lower the boiling point. So if I went to like even Death Valley wouldn't be hot enough. But if it went inside like an oven where it was like, okay, so boiling point is 100 degrees Celsius. If it was like 95 degrees Celsius right now, and I'd be like dead. But let's say I could survive it. If I were to go like this and lower the air pressure in here, it wouldn't go into my mouth because of what I explained earlier, but it would start to boil. Because when you lower the air pressure, you decrease the boiling point, right? And that's why water boils at a lower temperature in high places like in Tibet or at the top of Pikes Peak, Colorado. So with all that knowledge, you know that like to drink Blippi's apple juice, you have to tilt it up. I mean, in general, it just tastes pretty normal. Like it is apple juice. It's very sweet. So like kudos to Blippi for making it taste, sweet. But I think it's a little too sweet. Okay, but I think I'm an adult, so like my taste palette is different from like, I don't know, a 6-year-old. So that makes sense. I do have, okay, I know Logan Paul's a very controversial creator, but there is some prime here. So I was thinking we could combine, like these are both two very well-known YouTubers. I did not think about doing this before I started this. And I also think that like I'm better than this. And well, I don't know. I think that like there's certain things that should not be done, but I just have to because I brought these both up into my bedroom. So we open Prime by tearing here. So what we're making is the Logan Paul Blippi concoction, the LPBC. Oh, I just saw a little okay, so this is Prime. It's also KSI's drink too, so I should give credit where credit is due. So you mix the Prime with the Blippi like this. So wait, I have to show you that's I kind of, you couldn't see that on camera because it just fell out right away, but can you see the powder? Or is it, I don't know if it's already dissolved. I think it's already dissolving. Okay. Well, you're just gonna take my word for it that the Prime powder is in here. So then we screw the Blippi head back on. And I think what's kind of interesting then is because you get both like the demographic of like young kids who watch Blippi and maybe like older teenagers to like 20 somethings who watch KSI and Logan Paul, and you mix them together. Well, I don't know. I don't know why I'm doing this. Okay, we're gonna shake it, mix it up. I don't know what it's gonna taste like, because like apple juice is very sweet, but then Prime is kind of sweet in a different way, kind of like in a Gatorade electrolytes kind of way. Okay, that's good enough. Oh, there's too much Prime. Like, there's too much Prime in that. Oh my god, that's so strong. Because the only liquid left is like that much. Like, I forgot that when you mix this with Prime, it's supposed to be like 1 cup of water. There's not 1 cup left here. I don't think. Or like maybe more than a cup. Like, or maybe you're supposed to have more than a cup, but this is like very little. So the Prime is very concentrated. So this is maybe like, flavor-wise, I would say it's like 4 parts Prime to 1 part Blippi. It's kind of almost undrinkable now. I don't know, like, the flavor is just very strong, to the point that like I almost feel like I have to dilute this. Okay, well, on its own, I rate Blippi's drink, I'm gonna say a 7 out of 10 for me, just personally, because it's just apple juice, but also because it was very sweet. But then when you added the Prime, it drops to like a 3, no, probably like a 2 out of 10, because it was just so strong of a flavor. And Prime on its own, even, like, I'm starting to get sick of the taste, just because, I mean, in moderation, it can be okay, like a fine drink, better than just like normal water, I guess. But when you drink it too much and then you concentrate it, like it leaves this like lingering taste on my tongue. It kind of reminds me of, I don't know how to describe, like a cough drop on my tongue, almost like a medicinal taste. So yeah, 2 out of 10 for the combo. But this is, yeah. So if you want to try this, don't. Thank you for watching. Blippi, if you're watching this, good job on the apple juice. I like it. KSI and Logan Paul, if you did Prime, I guess good job for that as well. Combined though, no.